Good morning, Long Wanderer here. Yeah, bit of a different video today because I'm actually from my house. Well, I say my house, it's actually my parents' house. I want to talk about burps. I want to talk about modifying knives. Um, so this is going to be probably a video of me modifying a knife that I actually bought years ago, but I sold it and I got another one, which is the latest version. And without further ado, which is this one. Okay, so for those that know the knives and know the finished knives or whatever, I'll show you the sheath first, see if you can guess what it is. So this is the sheath. Nice leather sheath, very well done. And the famous rubber roller there that keeps the knife in place, but also makes the knife coming up in and out really easily. So if you guess what it is yet. Okay, so put you out your misery. So it's the JP peltonen, if I pronounce that right. Okay, this is the new version. I've got green tape on it, and I'll explain why I've got green tape on it in a minute. So this is a JP peltonen. Quite a popular knife actually. It sells out quite a bit. This is the new one. Exactly the same size. So this is the m95 version, which is about, is it just short 6-inch blade? I think 6-inch blade. Not too sure. It's gonna be hard to measure the blade with this one, but I'll give you a rough idea. Yeah. So it's about 6-inch blade, 4mm thick, saber grind. And I do like this knife. I've always liked this knife, and this is the new version. Of the new versions come in two different versions. They've got two different coatings on it. The ceramic coating, is it Cerakote or something like that, and the uncoated, which is what this one is. This is the uncoated, and that was the only thing. Well, two things I hated about the old model of the JP peltonen and Sissipuukko m95. So one of them is it was coated. I think it was Teflon coated, and man, that thing. If you've ever owned the old version, have you ever tried stripping Teflon coated knives? It was an absolute nightmare. I didn't like it, and for me, it kind of ruined the cutting performance. I don't like coated blades, full stop. So if I buy a blade, a knife that's got a coating on it, I usually take it off, strip it off, sand it off, whatever. So that was the first thing. The second thing I didn't like is the handle. Now, one of my pet hates is the people that know me is I don't like rubber handles. I don't like plastic handles either. I prefer natural handles. As far as man-made materials go, as far as I'll go is probably Mike Carter. Apart from that, 9 times out of 10, I like it to be natural wood, hardwood, and then I'll stretch probably to Mike Carter, canvas McCarter, something like that. But apart from that, I don't like rubber handles. I don't like plastic handles. And that's probably one of the main reasons why I don't buy many Moras. Nothing wrong with the Mora steel, it's just that I don't like the handles on them. All plasticky. It's just not me. It just doesn't feel natural. Now, as you can see with this, I already made a modification to this. It had like rubber ribs on here to aid in gripping. Now, maybe because this is kind of a military style issued knife, they actually issue these in the Finnish military. Now, maybe because they put the ribs on there for military reasons, to aid gripping when they've got gloves on or when it's wet or whatever, I'm not too sure. But from a civilian point of view, from a civilian bushcrafting perspective, I didn't like them. And I don't like the rubber handle either. So I took the rubber ribs off, like a bit of a tongue twister, a rubber ribs off. So I sanded them down pretty much flat, and although it feels a lot better than it did before when it had the ribs sticking out, I'm still not happy with the handle. It's still rubber. It's still, you know, you can. It's like kind of rock hard. This rubber, it's really good quality rubber. Don't get me wrong. Very durable, but it's just, you can feel the tang through it. You can feel everything. It's just absolutely rock hard. And when you spend all day using this, it really does fatigue your hand, especially this bit here. So obviously I took the ribs off because it was uncomfortable for my bare hands here as well. I mean, a lot of people say, well, why you just wear gloves? Well, I don't wear gloves, as simple as that, not even when in winter. I like to have a good grip of my knife and like to feel everything that I'm doing. So I don't tend to wear gloves unless it's absolutely freezing cold, and only then my hands would have to be pretty much dropping off to put gloves on. I don't wear gloves, full stop, usually when I'm handling tools. Anyway, so yeah, so I sanded the ribs off, and it was a hell of a lot better in the hand. However, I still wasn't happy with it. It was still, to me, it still felt it was missing something. It's still a little bit uncomfortable. It's a bit like the Falkneven knives, brilliant knives, bomb-proof steel, but the handles, especially with a guy like me who never wears gloves. The handles is just gives you a lot of hot spots on your palms. So this is probably going to be a video on just letting you guys know. I'm not going to show you the full process step by step because that could take ages. It could be boring, and I'm sure there's other YouTube videos that does that, because I'm not a professional. Although I do make knives, I'm not a professional knife maker. I don't make knives from, say, scratch. I just modify what's already there. So like for instance, I'll modify what's already there. So I'm not making the steel. The other thing I'm doing is taking the handle off and replacing the handle. Or if I want to make a knife from scratch, then I'll just go out and buy a blade blank and do it that way. But unfortunately, there isn't a blade blank available for the JP. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to modify this one, because it is a great knife, and it does deserve a lot of respect. And I think it'd be a really, really good puukko if the handle was changed, and that's one of the things I'm going to be doing. So put the green tape on there, because every time I modify knives or making a knife, I always protect the blade when it goes in and out the clamps, and to protect the tip as well. So I'll put a lot of tape on the tip, because from past experiences I know that 9 times out of 10 the blade gets damaged during the handle process, removing the handles and such. I've even bent tips on a few of my knives doing that. So I've learned from my mistakes. So now when I'm modifying a knife, I'll put a load of tape on the blade to protect the blade, stop it from chipping, scratching, and the tip obviously from bending and breaking off. But I will show you, not step by step, but I will show you different stages. So the first stage will be to, I don't know how I'm going to do this, take the handle off. Now I've taken the handle off a knife like this, similar to this before, and I can't remember which knife that was. I can't remember which knife it was, but I've taken the rubber handle off a knife before, and it was a bit of a pain in the backside. So I think this is going to be no exception, really. I think this is going to be about the same. So I'll let you know how easy it comes off, and what I did to take the handle off, and then I'll show you the full tang that's underneath, because I've only seen one video, which is Joe X, where he destroys this knife, and that's the only video I've seen where you can actually see the tang inside this handle here. It is full tang, but it's like a full hidden tang, because you can see the outline of the steel there. Okay, see that rectangle there, and you can feel it as well. So the tang goes all the way through to there, and you can definitely feel it behind this rubber here. It's absolutely rock hard on the sides, so it's nice. Got nice textured rubber there, but it's absolutely rock hard at the sides, and you can see the tang, the cutout. You can just see it. So that square bit there, all the way up there, and on top as well. Kind of there, the square. Okay, so I know it's full tang, and it says on the website it's full tang anyway, but you can never be too sure these days. They say full tang, but then you take the handle off and it's a rat tail tang or a stick tang. So, but anyway, enough waffling on. So the first stage is to take the handle off. I'll let you know how I did that and what tools I used to do that and how difficult it was. So stay tuned for part 2 of the handle. Bye bye for now, and wish me luck. I'm going to need it.